What's going on, everybody? What's happening? It's your boy, Smart Guy Big Q. This is the Smart Guyz Tech Podcast, and I got my boy with me. I got my man. I got that other dude with me.
Nobody else can see me. Oh snap! I'm live and in charge, everybody.
You gonna let me produce this thing? Talking about worry about people seeing you? I'm just saying, like, it's a reveal.
If you do it right,
it's called a reveal. You know.
All right, I'll let you have it. Let
me produce it, yo. Anyway, this is Smart Guyz Tech Podcast. This is I think it's episode 13 this season, Keon.
That's right.
Episode 13. That's what we at right now.
Big 1-3, yes sir.
Yeah, it's good. It's been some cool stuff. I think we got a decent show today. I know we had promised the people we got to talk about the stuff. So
that's right. Oh, I don't got my box. I put my box on like my Apple storage.
I got the So we'll talk about AirTag, the Smart Tag, right?
That's
Smart
right.
Tag, is that what we call it? Let me see. Yeah, Smart Tag. Yeah, AirTag.
You don't even know the name.
We'll talk about that. Also, Keon, ClubHouse. ClubHouse landed on Android yesterday.
Y'all finally got it.
Yeah, yesterday. That was pretty dope. We'll talk about that for a little bit. Also, I was just sitting around thinking, and then I came up with we did this one time before, and I know some time done passed. So that was like 4 years ago. Last time we did the Great OS Debate 2.0. We're gonna do it this time on a different level, because we're gonna talk about scalability, distribution, just the overall longevity of these OSs, and what's at the end of all things. I want to see, especially when we get our audience in here. At the end of all things, what OS they think is going to be the most dominant one, and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's got a pretty decent show. You got anything that you was on? What you wanted to add to the show today?
I mean, not unless you want to talk about that foldable thing I was talking to you about.
I can definitely get some chuckles off of that. But before you do that, I want to let you know and let the audience know that your comments and stuff are definitely appreciated. And I'm gonna share one of the comments. I didn't actually screenshot it, so I can't show it to you. And I forget what the dude's name was, because I definitely wanted to get a dude credit for the comment or whatever. But anyway, I promote our podcast on like all kind of social media. Like I belong to a bunch of Facebook podcast promotion groups and whatever, things like that. And I promote it all over Facebook and whatnot. So I got a comment the other day, and it said that we should call the show, instead of calling the show the Smart Guyz Tech Podcast, we should call it the Fanboys.
Wow. They came after us like that?
What you think about that, man?
Hey man, we enjoy what we enjoy. Right. And we talk about it, If you're enthusiastic about something, you tell the world about it.
You know what? That's what I said. I said, listen, man, we're two dudes who kind of just like the stuff that we like, and we talk about it, And I was like, and we felt like, hey, listen, we like it so much, we don't mind talking about it. We would, we're gonna share our thoughts with the rest of the world. And so, and look again, Keon, I don't know if you with this, but I appreciate the criticism and the comment. I think it's dope.
I mean, none of us are so tunnel vision with what we love that we can't enjoy other things or talk about other things. It would be different if we were all like the same thing. Like if you were an Apple guy or I was like an Android Windows guy, that'd be different. That'd be kind of boring. Or if it was like you're so shut down on Windows, or I'm so shut down on Apple, I can't even have a conversation. That'd be different. But
most of the time, yeah, it's entertaining. We just entertaining our audience. Listen, but a lot of the stuff, my feelings and the stuff that I say on this podcast, trust and believe, I do feel that way. But I'm just saying, like, it's mostly for the jokes, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
not mine. I'm 100% serious on mine.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying. But I figured I would share that with you because I thought it was funny. I read a comment and I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
One of my friends said that. One of my friends said that we were trying to shove Apple down his throat, and I was like, that's me, not cute.
Right. You know what I mean? It's like, and we all like it's either Samsung or Apple. It can't be in between. I'm like, I thought we do a pretty good job of covering a lot of stuff on the show.
I mean, I'll talk about Google. We can't talk about LG no more. Right. We bring up OnePlus. Like, what you want us to do.
Right. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just thought it was funny. And but either way, other than that though, like that was like one of the things that I thought was funny this week that I came across in my little journeys. What was going on your way?
I mean, not much, man. I was out of town visiting the moms for Mother's Day. I hope you and your wife enjoyed her Mother's Day.
Yeah, it was good.
So that's good. But nothing. I saw in the news that the rumors that Apple is building their iPhone foldable for 2023.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to see, like, did you think it was too late? They're just waiting for everybody to get theirs out. Do like the Apple way, where they just wait until stuff come out?
Yeah, it's definitely the Apple way, because you know, especially after the way Samsung kind of handled the Fold 1.0, especially the way that was handled. Everybody saw what happened, and you know Apple don't like that kind of stuff. They would rather Samsung take those risks, and like, because this is the second time like something crazy that happened with Samsung, where I mean, this wasn't as catastrophic as
this is just your screen was messed up. That's it.
But you rolling the dice on a new technology, and you send it out to all these reviewers or whatever, and each reviewer systematically destroys this device, right? You know what I mean?
Hey, they say real talk.
Can you imagine if that happened to Apple though? Can you imagine if they built something?
And the reason I say no is because Apple probably gonna be like, you can't talk about this, you can't say that. I can see that happening.
Did you see what Microsoft did with the Surface Duo when they sent it to people? So it told them you remember the first reviews, they couldn't turn it on.
Yeah, they were like, you have to talk about hardware only, yes, and then you can only talk about something else. I was like, what?
You know?
By the time they talk about the software, they didn't talk about everything else. You would have forgot.
Right, absolutely. And I believe you know, Apple definitely will see what people are doing, take the best bits from here and there. I mean, because Samsung, even though they were kind of like one of the first ones to actually openly talk about it, other people have been right there step. You know, Huawei's been step for step with them, showing off some cool stuff. So people are playing, you know, Motorola threw their hat in the ring. You know what I mean?
Do you think once Apple puts theirs out, it's going to be all the Apple users are going to be like, oh, foldables are great. Where have I been?
First of all, I can't believe you actually asked them that question out loud.
I'm just trying to see how you really feel.
Because you know that's what it's gonna
but you
be.
know, like Apple people, we don't need change so much.
Man,
so
I'm gonna tell you something.
Maybe we won't be so privy to it.
Do you remember last year during the pandemic, 2020, when everybody was all locked up in the house and stuff? The iPhone 12 came out, right? Do you remember the iPhone 12 commercials about 5G? The way Apple was talking about. This is what they said.
I remember the keynote. The keynote was bad, bro. They drop 5G every 2 seconds.
This is what they said, and I quote: "The iPhone 12 is here now. 5G is real," and it was voiced by Chris Rock.
Okay, but like,
I'm just saying. That is what they said.
For America, I mean, that's kind of true, bro.
Oh my!
I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying the percentage of people who have 5G capable phones blew up once the iPhone got in. Because Samsung only has like 2 phones, and they're their top phones, whereas iPhone had it for the whole line. Now, if Samsung put it in the whole line, I'd be like,
boy,
Apple is just chilling.
Apple is showing. Apple is showing. I'm going to push it back up in there.
I'm just saying.
You want to push it back up in there, right? Because here's the thing. There was a such thing called the Galaxy S10. It was the first 5G phone from Samsung.
How many people bought that?
Not a lot, but
that's what I'm saying.
And the infrastructure wasn't there. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. Apple sat back on their laurels and waited till the switch got flipped. Instead of when it was 4 cities, when it was Chicago and it was 4 cities that had 5G. Samsung was pumping out phones. It was the S10, and then came the Note 10. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but you even said yourself that not many phones sold. I'm just talking about the pure volume. They didn't make it real or nothing.
Because here's the thing. This is why. Because the 5G wasn't widespread. Apple put the phone out when everybody flipped the switch.
It sounds like a good business move to me.
It was a safe one. I don't know about good. It was definitely safe. You know what I mean? But let's go back to what they said, though. They said, literally, the iPhone 12 is here. Now 5G is real. 5G just got real. That's what they said. 5G got real.
I mean,
I was blown away. That one blew me away worse than the Apple Watch. This watch tells time. That one right there really had me gone for a minute. That one had me for a while.
I wasn't into Apple hard when that happened. So
this watch tells time was the height of the Apple hype. It was that was their marketing. This watch tells time. I was floored by that, bro. And now 5G just got real. You know,
hey, we get you with these quick little sentences, and you remember them. You're like, okay.
I can't believe the audacity. I can't believe the big old set of steel cojones doesn't even say this watch tells time.
Hey man, your watch tell time, Q? But moving on. So now I see how you feel about it.
Yes.
We got the tags here. We got AirTag. I actually still have a tile, and you have your smart tag.
I got my smart tag. It's on my keys. That's where I put mine at, right? So
what up, Josh?
Here's the thing. So I had a few more days to enjoy. I think you got yours 2 days after I got mine, right? You end up getting it like 2 days later, right? So I got a little bit of time to spend. And then you on Twitter like, what am I supposed to do? Lose my keys on purpose? No, you don't lose the keys on purpose. You like every other YouTuber did. You stick the keys in your couch, and you open the app up and say, "Come on, man." You know what I mean? So anyway, what was your experience? I'm saying, what was your thing?
I love it. Obviously, I love it more than I like my tile. Mm-hmm. And actually, like I have 4 tiles. 1, 2, 2 or 3 tiles that I'm literally getting rid of because AirTags everything, and not even because they're superior.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear the echo too. Thank you. I can really hear this echo, Josh.
What I mean, that means somebody got 2 windows open because I don't hear no echo at all.
No, man.
Okay.
I might have to leave. What was I saying? Yeah. Just because it's the first thing is integrated. I don't have to worry about downloading another app or dealing with another app.
Right, which is the same with the Samsung one, which is pretty good. I like that.
And I feel like it's easier to get into the battery for the other one. I can get into the battery for this one to change it, but I don't. I'm not even really worried about that because they all of them last a year. Like unless yours lasts longer.
Yeah, I think it's about a year. Yeah.
So like I'm not really worried about that. The software is super good. I do enjoy the little Bluetooth thing where it like shows you an arrow and it actually points to the actual tile, and it's an always on thing. So I enjoy that. So I'm definitely changing all of my tiles over. I know my lady has tiles, and we're gonna change all of the ones that we can change over. Tile still has it where they have different form factors, which I know Apple and Samsung will get to eventually, but the different form factors are what's gonna keep Tile alive for now.
Mm-hmm. I actually think. All things being considered, the software seems just based on. I didn't really watch a whole lot of videos on the AirTag one, but I did see a few. The software kind of looks very similar. Instead of the directional thing, is that you're getting warmer, you're getting cold. It's like a temperature gauge. Like the closer you get, like it goes up. The closer you get to it, and when you get close to the thing or whatever. The reverse noise thing was pretty dope. One thing I do like about this one, I don't know if the AirTag can do this, but this one has like secondary function, so it can actually operate IoT devices as well. I don't know if the AirTag cannot do that. So that was something I thought was dope, right? And it also has the location thing too. So as you pull into your garage, it'll turn the lights on and stuff based on proximity. And I thought that was pretty fly as well. So
no, I haven't jumped into like automations or scenes and things like that to see if I can use the AirTag as a trigger. I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't think it can. Yeah. But I mean, for me to be this is the most hyped device that they talked about. For it to be so simple, it's kind of surprising. Yeah, but I mean, it's just a simple thing. It's an easy thing to just pick up and buy 1, 2, 4 of them, throw them on your devices, and kind of forget about it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's just like the approach was. I guess it's the timing because it ain't like Apple isn't like Samsung who release like they have 4 different events a year. Like how many? Apple does like 2, right?
We do 3. We got the spring and the fall, which are like the consumer ones, and then the one in July, which is the developer conference, which you learn all about the new operating systems. But I don't know if people really watch that.
Because that was talking like the when Samsung talked about the smart tag, it was almost like a afterthought. It was but wait, there's more, or an add-on to like this. Well, oh, by the way, we have this. You know what I mean? Like, whereas Apple was like, let's kick off the program.
Yeah, like this is it.
Right.
Had a whole movie commercial for it. I was like, what?
Right, so I thought, but either way, I think one thing I do like, I definitely like the way it looks. It definitely looks classy.
Yeah,
it looks dope with the metallic stuff on it. It don't look.
Yeah.
This looks kind of crappy. Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie.
And I know
it comes in another color too, but it's still kind of crappy. It's plastic. Right?
Ours doesn't come in any colors, but you can engrave it for free. And so, like, I put a little skull on there just to put something on there. I don't even know if you can see it.
Yeah, you can't even really see it.
Webcam. Yeah. But I'll put a skull on there just to put something on there. But I know a lot of people are gonna be like, make it fancy with that. All the accessories that we have that cost way too much money. People are gonna.
I already voiced my opinion on that. I think it was ridiculous, right?
That's the only thing. Somebody showed me a little case that was $30, $35. It might have been Josh. And I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't buy something that costs more than the tile itself. I refuse.
Not. That is ridiculous, and
I refuse.
But again, I already had a rant about that, so I'm not going to do it again. But
$795 is the cap right now for a $30 device. You can buy an $800 case for a $30 device.
And see, my whole thing is this, and we'll get into this later when we talk about the OS debate.
Yeah.
My whole thing is somebody made that, and somebody priced that, and somebody thought it was a good idea. And those people, more power to them.
The worst thing is somebody will buy that.
That's the person I'm questioning. Like, the person who swipes their credit card for this, I want to know what their mind is like.
Their mind is like, money? What's that? I don't care. Swipe it.
For real.
Keep it going.
That's crazy. Oh, there's a thing. I need to spend $1,000 for my tracker. You know what I'm saying, right?
Like, no, the tracker's $30. This is $800.
Because the whole point of it is to put it on something in case you lose it. So now you're losing your tag and $1,000.
I need another tag for my case, bro.
Come on, man, get out of here with that nonsense, right?
It's wild, bro.
So I was sitting on the throne, right, the other morning, chilling, and I get this notification. Boom! Hey, are you interested in being getting a beta program for ClubHouse? I'm like, okay. Okay. Well, let's check this out. It's weird. So I went through the registration and all of that, and it's weird. But you go through this registration and everything, and you still got to get an invite. So you go through all this. You've been selected by ClubHouse to join the beta program. You go through the registration process, and you still got to be invited. You know what I'm saying, right?
If you need an invite, I got some.
Okay, well, I need one. I just want to, I want to be nosy.
So if anybody out in the audience didn't know, ClubHouse, which has been on iOS for almost a year, is now finally in beta for Android. And if you don't know what ClubHouse is, it is basically audio chat rooms or audio rooms that you just join in, listen to people talk about whatever the subject is, and it's all audio, no video, no texting.
You can participate,
Yeah, I mean, you can jump in and out. You can be on the, I forgot what it's called, but like be on the stage, or you can just be in the audience. So it has some cool features.
I was actually hoping that I was going to be able to take it for a spin, but then at the end of the registration, I was like, well, you're all done now. You just have to wait on the invite. I was like, what the hell? What's going on, man? I was like, what is going on, man? This is ridiculous. I want to spin.
Yeah, I was gonna say I gotta send you an invite so you can give me your real opinions on it. Because at first you were just like you're kind of iffy about it.
Yeah, because the only experience the closest thing I got to it was I got into a couple of spaces on Twitter, right? Did it like twice or whatever, right? And again, we talked about the other week, and it's just this one guy, he's like, and they're talking about like cryptocurrency or whatever, and he's like, and at the rate things are going in expansion, and I'm like, dude, shut up. So like, what are you talking about? But I don't know. I feel like it's a way to do some extra stuff. So like maybe like for like some extra content, we could do like a ClubHouse only Smart Guyz get up or what? I don't know. Something,
I mean, yeah, you create rooms and you can just turn on the room anytime you want. So it's easy to just jump in. Super easy to pull people up on stage and just talk to them or let them talk. And it's not even something that we have to monitor so bad. You just say, "Hey, this person can talk whenever he wants to," and then they just jump in and talk.
Right, and
So,
then it's no like you got to worry about nothing crazy like trolley stuff happening because you can shut it down like you can.
oh yeah, you can definitely shut it down. You can kick people out. So
Okay, because trolls they find a way to exist.
there was a troll in Clubhouse where like Clubhouse has like a maximum amount of people that could be in a room, and then like somebody just filled it with bots and like kind
Really?
of destroyed the servers. I was like, well, who? What do you gain from this? What is this
Right.
about?
I don't know. I'm actually interested to see um how it expands because the only thing I've seen, like I said, I don't think I've seen so far is the the spaces and to me it was kind of boring. It was no theme music. Like it's kind of hard just to really focus on the audio aspect of something like a live stream. You know what I mean? Like I don't. It was weird. It
For
was very
me, when
strange.
I was heavily into Clubhouse, I haven't been in the Clubhouse room in like a month. But when I was heavily into it, I would pop in an AirPod,
Yeah.
and I'm editing photos, or I'm cleaning up my house, or I'm, driving or something. Like it's never my main focus. I'm always
Yeah.
doing something, and then I could just chime in because I was in like photography Clubhouse, which is
Okay.
apparently different from like financial Clubhouse or
Right.
wellness Clubhouse. Like they're
Yeah.
totally different environments. But we're just in there talking about photos. What happened?
Oh,
All right, whatever.
I pressed
Oh,
the
we're just in here talking about photo stuff, and everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's just chilling, and it's a good time. And it's because I met people that now like I call friends. I talk to a lot more, so it's cool to socialize. But
the
for
only
me, I
thing.
feel like it's height within super lockdown America, where you couldn't go
Yeah.
out, you couldn't meet people.
Yes.
Now it's
It's
everything's lifting up. You
right.
know.
It seemed like it would have been more impactful. See, here's the thing. Let's go back to what I was getting ready to say before you finish that thought. I was thinking, we did this with Instagram. It was this whole theory of let's let's test it with the upper class first before we give it. And that's the thing I don't understand about that. There are more Android users than there are iOS users. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
sort
that's
of,
true.
kind of.
That's true.
Yeah. So like doing that is so weird to me. So like the window of this type of interactivity, social media, whatever you want to call it, might have got missed because they made it exclusive to iOS for so long. When iPhone people don't really care about stuff. I feel like just like with Instagram. Instagram it was all art. Let's take pictures of the leaves. It was boring. It was whack. Right? Wasn't no such thing as no influencers or none of that stuff. Right? Give it
Hmm.
to Android users and watch how we monetize the hell
Y'all
out of it.
murdered
Right?
it. First of all,
Right?
no, I'm joking.
Well, find out how to use it to make your pockets fat. That's what we did. You know
True
what I mean,
that.
right? So, and I want you to think about that because I know you don't care because as long as you get it first, you don't care, right? But I'm just saying it's like it's almost seemed like it's backward. If you're thinking like a business person, why wouldn't you feed it to the larger mass first before you give it to some selected people who don't really care?
Yeah, for me I'm in two camps. Either keep it on one thing and it's forever on that one thing, or that one ecosystem. So like if it's on an Apple something like an Apple Mac, it's only on Mac, iPhone, it's only on
Right.
Apple stuff.
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna put it out on both, the exclusivity period cannot be too long. It has to be like maybe a month. Maybe you're just
Yeah.
testing it out to see if people want it, and then
Because
expand it. Because if you keep it for a year and
right.
then release it, it's like it's not the same. And I had the same thing with games because video games do that too. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
why? For
And
what?
especially in this particular situation where this was born out of the pandemic, right? There are certain things that would have never happened if it wasn't for the pandemic, right? And this was pretty much one of them, right? Just like the versus thing, right? So I look at versus now, and I like what they're doing. Is on a bigger stage, and this, by Triller, and it's being promoted heavily, but it doesn't have that same pandemic feel. What made it so great was that we couldn't go nowhere. We had to be
Right.
like locked in on this little, on this thing.
You couldn't
And this
have
way, so
concerts. You couldn't go see battles. Like you couldn't do all this stuff, and now you
right.
can. But
So
then
now it's like
today you can kind of go back to that. So it's kind of like weaker now.
this is why I think Clubhouse has missed the boat. I think they made a mistake here. Unless they figure out a way to to make it exciting without the whole pandemic. Like I can go nowhere. I might as well just Bluetooth
Okay,
my
well then
phone to
answer
it.
me this:
Yeah,
would you have
yeah.
watched Versus if the pandemic never happened?
I don't think so. I don't. I think it'd been one of them things that I said, "Oh, this is pretty cool," but I don't think I really gave it that much thought. You know what I mean? I don't think I would. But because of what nothing else happening, right?
Right. Since we couldn't do nothing, we were trying everything. We were just listening to everything, downloading everything. So I
Right.
don't
You
know.
know. So
If the
I don't
pandemic
know.
didn't happen, I don't know if I would be in Clubhouse. I kind of would just because, like business mind, I'm trying different
Right.
things. So,
Yes.
but I don't know if I would be like so heavy into it.
Absolutely. So now think about it, right? Think about it now. Think about so now the pandemic is we on the tail end of it, hopefully, right? You know,
Hmm.
and let's say that the pandemic kind of fades into the background. How do you make this thing now that you launched it on Android? Now it's everybody has it now, right? But how do you make it now where it's worth doing? It's something worth spending your time doing because it ain't like you can go anywhere. You can still go out if you want to. You don't have to sit at home and listen to Clubhouse all day. You know what I'm
And
saying,
the worst thing is, it's still invite only. Y'all had all
right?
this time, and you could have either
Right.
made it just public or something
Yeah.
because yes, you've opened the app and you have an app now for Android, but Android people either have to find out one of the few Android people who already have it or find like an iPhone person who already has it.
Right. Right.
And you still kind of have to be interested and invested, but it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Fletcher's saying that Facebook is taking Clubhouse. Yeah, Facebook's making their own. Twitter has spaces. You know,
Well,
I
hold
don't
on.
know if
So
the. Mhm.
Facebook. This is interesting. This is interesting to me because Facebook will find a way to try to do something, right? Um, maybe doing it with Facebook. Maybe they can figure out a way to integrate it into. So people won't be putting like this is what I see on Facebook. I'll be like, they go on Facebook Live and it's like it is always misspelled. I do not own the rights to this music or whatever. Like, what's going on? Shit, like what's happening? And why you feel the need to put that on whatever, right?
I don't know. So for me, Facebook, of course, is for the previous generation, the older crowd, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if those people care. Like, I don't see my mom using Clubhouse. I don't
Right.
see my mom
Right.
using Facebook's Clubhouse or Twitter
But see,
Spaces or anything like that.
but think about that for a second though. Like, so now because I'm thinking again, like how TikTok, if it wasn't for the moms and the grown ups,
True.
it was face. So
You in the
if
top,
it's
bro.
if we face, I'm just saying, what if we're facing a different thing where now older more stuff they doing things like doing. I think you're gonna have to make it into like a show type, like how we do this live stream and then we repurpose it into a podcast. So to us, this is a show.
Hmm.
And so the audience that watches it or people who participate, they treat it like a show. If you can do something like that with Clubhouse, I think it might be okay. It's just I don't know as it stands and in the format that it's in right now, it looked whack to me. I'm just saying, right?
Well, you got the invite, so try it over the next week. See if
Yeah,
you can find stuff that interests you.
yeah,
We're not. You and I are in some of the same circles, but like for Clubhouse,
right.
we're not in the same circle. So I don't know how or where you're gonna
Yeah, I
find
might
what you're
find some
interested in.
old school hip hop R&B groups and people talking. You never
You
know,
might.
right? Might be
You
some cool
might.
stuff on there. You know what I
People
mean?
have some weird Clubhouse rooms.
Yeah, so it might be cool. I'm just saying because and like again, I haven't officially done it yet, so I don't really know. I can't really speak on. I can just speak on the experience that I had on Twitter, which was kind of whack. You know what I'm saying? So,
For me, the difference between like Twitter and Facebook or Twitter and Clubhouse are the
yeah,
audience. The Twitter
yeah,
audience is wild, and you can
right,
either
yeah,
you can either be like in some boring Twitter
yeah,
universes, or you can
right,
be in the wild Twitter universes. So
right.
Clubhouse seems a little bit more. I don't know. You're
Yeah.
you're going there for a purpose, at least from what I've seen.
I,
You're
I
not just
want to
going there
make
to
it involved
troll
into
around.
something because we do need something different, and I think it's just weird though. It's just like we had that weird pandemic situation. It created some stuff that was only cool during that time, and it's just like, what do we do with it after the fact? And that what we're going to do is going to figure that out. You know what I mean? I don't know, right? So that I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how that looks going forward. I already know with Versus is going to be different. Even though it was born in the pandemic, eventually it's going to find its way on the stage somewhere outside, in an arena.
And Flip
You
said
know,
he would still watch versus if the pandemic didn't happen, depending on the matchup though.
yeah, but I
So
bet he
and
wouldn't
that
watch it
makes
live.
sense.
I bet he wouldn't watch it live though. I bet he would
But
watch it later.
well, he's a hip hop head like you are. So
Right.
I'm guessing, and Fletcher, if you're still watching, you can chime in. I feel like since the pandemic happened, you pretty much watch all the verses. People you don't
Oh
really
yeah.
care about, people you
Right.
don't know who their
Yeah.
catalog is. But
Yeah.
if the pandemic didn't happen and verses still happened, you would only watch like the people you love or the
Right.
big
And I
hitters. You're
and
not
I
watching
and I
every
probably
single battle.
and I probably wouldn't watch it live, right? Like I'm saying, I probably wouldn't plan. Like I was at work the other day, and on Mother's yesterday, on Mother's Day was it? No, it was
Yeah.
Saturday. Saturday when they did
Monday
the
is Mother's Day,
SWV.
but yeah,
Yeah, well, Saturday is the one they did the SWV one, right? It was
I don't watch
Saturday.
it.
Yes,
I
but
don't
anyway, I'm
even
thinking to
know their
myself, I can't wait to
catalog.
get home to watch this. Like I'm already planning. I'm gonna make me some chicken wings, and I'm gonna do it, right? It's an event. It's a thing, right? Especially like the meth versus red one. Oh, I planned my whole day around that. But if that same one had been announced outside of a pandemic, I'd have been
Where
like,
you're
that's
out
dope.
partying and clubbing, you're just like,
But
I'll
I would
watch it
came
when
back
I
home
get
and
home.
watch it.
You know?
Yep, I watch it on Thursday or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, makes sense.
Right?
Makes sense.
You know, so I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. The pandemic it created an environment that that you could only do certain things in. And I
Are
just
there
feel like
any battles that you've seen that you would have outside of a pandemic watched live?
the biggest one to me was the Red versus Meth one. That
And
to me
even that
was
one you wouldn't have watched live outside of a
probably,
pandemic?
probably wouldn't have. I think if it was, it depends on the day it came on. It came on 420. It was a weird day, but it was like weed smoker day or whatever. It don't mean much to me. You know what I mean? But I was just happen to be at home. So if it was on a Wednesday or Thursday night and I'm gonna be at home anyway, maybe. But if it happened to be on a Friday night or something like that, or if I'm out doing something or out with the lady and I had
Right.
to choose between going out with her or watching some live stream of some old rappers, I'm probably gonna pick it with the lady. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel you. No, 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 I
So,
feel you.
so I don't know. You know what I mean? So, but there's that. So we had this debate a couple years back, right? It's the holidays, okay? We had this debate a couple years back about the modern operating system. When I talk about the modern operating system, I'm talking about things that we run in our world on now. We're either running Windows for the most part. I think it has the biggest footprint, and then there's Mac OS and Ubuntu and a couple of Android is a big one, right? Android is huge.
Is Linux
right?
still like
Chrome OS,
popular?
yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't know. People still I think for coders it is, right?
I mean, it
Maybe.
used to be. I'm not so deep in the scene anymore, so I don't even know if like people still
Yeah.
use
I
Linux like
think I
that.
think with people, if they were coding, that's probably where they want to do it first. They probably want to do it on Linux first. I think it's probably the more coder friendly platform. You know what I mean?
I code it on Mac OS because I'm a boss.
Right, but then you got to do a whole bunch of extra stuff because you're coding on Mac. But I'm saying, whatever. That's beside the point. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Think about it for a second, right? About the modern OS and what's going on now that we have IoT and we have a lot of things running in our households and in our cars and in everything that we do. It's always something running in the background, right? So the scalability. I'm just gonna say this. I believe at the end of everything, 25 years from now, I think the world gonna be running on Android or some form of it. I'm gonna tell you why I believe that. A couple years ago, I think it was 2019. Me and the wife went to California. We went to San Francisco, right? It was my first time going to California, right? And it ain't just because, I'm pretty sure this was in other places too, but I saw it in California. I saw it in San Francisco. We're going to our hotel, right? And how they have like the vending stuff and all that stuff in the little area, whatever. And I'm just noticing, I was like, damn, why all these machines got like Android logos on them? But Android was running the whole show. And then when we went to this little restaurant that had robots actually making the food and stuff. No people, nowhere. Strictly ran on Android.
I don't know.
And one of the reasons why I think Android, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I really believe that Android will probably be the one that we run on most because it's so scalable. It can be scaled all the way down to a soda machine or to your smart bulbs.
Okay, but those are accessories. Those are accessories.
Running robots that make cars?
Okay. Okay. But what
you
about your standard computer?
You ever gonna see Apple OS make a car? Never in your life have you ever gonna see that.
Yes, I do. If you're asking me, yes.
You're never gonna see that. You're never gonna see that, right?
Okay, but you're missing out. The big footprint is a computer. Computers are still gonna be around. Android's not gonna run a computer.
Not yet. But we're talking scalability, right?
And I get it because Android can definitely run like the smart home, all the IoT stuff. I can see it running robots and things like that, but I feel like it's missing gaps. I feel
It's
like
missing. You're right. I 100% agree with you. But I think Android is making strides. We see where Android is at in the space of so right now. Microsoft. Let's just use them for example because they are supposed, quote unquote, the kings of productivity, right? And the crown. That's what they
like
wear,
the king
right?
of enterprise, yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody's building some assembly line or whatever, more than likely it's going to be running on some Microsoft infrastructure or whatever, right? Which is weird,
Terribly.
but it is what it is, right? I'm just saying it is. Do you see where Android is starting to now you can start running that kind of stuff on the Android platform? And I'm gonna tell you, Google is onto something because I look at Android like a piece of putty where you can either stretch it and make it adapt to stuff, or you can shrink it down into like a tiny little ball and have it do the most simple, mundane thing. I believe in time you would be able to run productivity, real productivity, like people can count on and trust. Like people unfortunately trust Office. Like they don't trust nothing else. They trust Office though. Not Pages and not whatever Apple has and not what Google
Apple
has.
is Pages.
Or just whatever. They don't trust. They trust Office for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they do.
God, I haven't used Office in so long. I hope I never have to.
Well, most of us
And
are forced to. I'm just saying most of us have to. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
it's terrible.
So,
And unfortunately, for me at least, I think you're right. I think if I were to put money on anything, I would put money on Android running the world, or some different forks of Android running the
yeah.
world, because that's what runs. Just like you're saying, like light bulbs and others like smart home. It's
Mhm.
not the Android that you see on your phone, but
Right.
the super basis of it is
Yeah.
Android based. And Google definitely put thought into that. They definitely did that early on and say, hey,
Early. Super early.
we got to make this platform as scalable pretty much as you can be. Yeah, we're going to focus on phones right now, but
Yeah.
eventually we need to get into this and this and this.
And I mean,
And they're not saying like phones, tablets, computers. They're
right.
going phones, cars, uh,
Yes.
refrigerators. Like they're going
Yes.
out, not up.
Everywhere. It's everywhere. It's in everything, right? It's crazy. And I look at it. Microsoft Windows has been around forever, right?
Yeah.
And look how slow it's scaling. It's scaling at such a slow. Look, they set themselves back with Windows 8, and then even back further than that with Vista. When at first it was Vista, and then they stumbled and they got that right, and then they came out with 8 and they messed it up. So I'm just saying, I'm a Windows guy. I like what they're doing right now, but the scalability is getting crushed by Android. And I don't even expect Apple to scale like that because that's not what they don't.
I was gonna
That's not
say,
what they're trying to
and
do,
that's pretty much really why I put my chips on Android, because Apple, they're gonna scale up more than they're gonna
Right.
scale out, because
Mm-hmm.
it's easier to control up. It's easier to
Right.
control when you're going
Yes.
from phone, tablet, computer, maybe a smart appliance. It's easier to go that way. It's
Yeah.
not as easy to go all these different fields and maintain the control that Apple likes to maintain.
Right. Yeah.
So I can see it being Android, but I can see it being a while before it's at the level that people can reliably trust.
Right. And that's the whole thing. And I think so far they haven't made any major mistakes as far as scaling Android and improving Android. The problem is people like Samsung and people like a Huawei, who I feel like Huawei, especially Huawei, because they're in a predicament they're in, and they have some weird version of it's like a zombie version of Android. It's almost like there's
It's
Android,
AOSP.
the Android soul is out of it, but its physical form is still
It's
still
the
there, right?
Google sold out of it. Android is still there.
Right. So they're gonna do something. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. They want to stay in business, right? So they'll take it and then look at Samsung with Tizen, right? They've been tempting Google for years, right? Been saying, hey, listen, we got something in the back.
Is
in the back
Titan
room
even
that-
still alive? I thought they
They
killed that
run it on,
product.
they run it on their watches right now. That's the only thing you see it on right now. But you remember that one time they was getting ready to kick that phone out
Wait.
that one time?
Not even TVs or anything?
Nah, no, the TV's running too. Yeah.
Okay.
TVs,
But yeah, they were like, yo, let's put this Titan phone out.
yeah. You know.
And at the very end, they were like, nah. Oh, did they put it out?
Nah, they never put it out.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
about to
they never
say,
put it
wait,
out.
did they
Yeah,
put that one
it never
out?
came out. But but I'm just saying. But so you got people like those people kind of concern me because they see the potential in Android and they see the scalability of it, and they looking at it like, it kind of remind me of like Ultron, Age of Ultron, where
Mm-hmm.
they gonna take this and make something completely new out of it, and it's gonna look like Android, maybe feel like Android, but not be Android. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I think I think it'll be even longer for a new operating system to come out at the pure scale that anybody really knows about it. Because
Yeah, yeah,
Firefox
yeah.
had tried to come out. There's always
Yeah,
Sailfish.
Amazon. Yeah,
Yeah,
Amazon
Amazon
tried a
did
bunch of
something.
times.
Google even was making Fuchsia, and I don't even know what's happened to that. That's been in the making for
Right,
like 5 years if they're still worried about it. But
right. And I look at what Google is doing because everybody think that Google, they got Android, but then they have Chrome OS as well, and people don't realize Chrome OS has made a bunch of improvements. Like, I still wouldn't put a lot of chips on and put a lot of weight on Chrome OS, but people, it's in the industry for a reason. We had this conversation a couple episodes back. It's a reason why people are still investing in like OEMs are investing in Chromebooks. It's a reason, and I think, to me, Chrome OS looked like a version of Android to me, just like maybe a web based version of it that doesn't have like a physical. I don't know. It just, to me, it still feel like Android to me. I don't know.
Chrome OS?
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like you put a lot of Google into Android.
yeah,
But there's Android. There is Android without Google. There's
yeah. There is
Google with
Android without
Android,
Google.
and then there's just
Yeah,
Android.
yeah.
You
I don't know.
gotta.
When I look at, when I look at Android, when it's like out in the wild, when Google don't got the reins on it no more, right? I kind of look at kind of like what Samsung is kind of like beating it down and doing all kind of twisting it around, doing all kind of weird stuff with it. And then you got the people who do like Color OS and
Yep.
what's the other one? I forget the other one. It just looks so strange. It looks so weird to me. Like it eerily kind of reminds me of Android, but it's not. You know what I mean? You're like, what is this? It's got
Josh is saying that Chrome and Android is all Linux based. That is true. All of those are Linux based because that's how
yeah,
Google built it.
yeah.
And like even Mac is at its core is like C plus plus, C sharp, something like that. Something it's C something based. So
Yeah.
they're all based on like well known ish languages, but nobody
Oh
uses those
yeah.
languages anymore.
No,
They've
no, no, no.
evolved into something else.
Yeah, they've been stacked on and modified and changed so much that they barely resemble what they used to. But
Yeah.
I thoroughly believe that at the end of it, I think we're gonna see Android more. I think Android is probably gonna be the more, in my opinion. I think in 20 years, I'm thinking the world gonna be more Android based. I think the Apple thing would be a little bit more focused, and I think Windows eventually. Even when I love Microsoft, I love Windows, and I don't think I can actually do my everyday life without it. But I just gotta feel it's gonna go away. I feel like that would be the one to fall away, and people
I
like,
was I
Billy,
was just
your
about to
Windows.
ask you,
I
do
do.
you think Windows is gonna fall
I don't
off
think they're gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna make it unless something
in the
drastically.
next? Well, I'm saying in the next, let's say the next 25 years. Do you think Windows will fall off within the next 25 years?
I think they will, because I think they're scaling too slowly. They're not keeping up with what's going. They're not keeping up with the demand that we as consumers are putting on the technology. We're expecting so much out of this stuff, and Windows can't keep, like, they're barely able to keep up. They're
I
barely
feel like
keeping up.
maybe they're just relying on their enterprise. Like they're like, oh,
Yeah,
we got all the jobs, so we're not gonna go anywhere.
right. No, you
And
got to be.
honestly, I don't think I've seen any non-small business using like Mac OS or anything else besides
Yeah,
Apple.
right.
So I don't know. Josh says at least 15 years minimum, but dropping off before 25.
What's
That's
going to happen?
bold. That's bold.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think, because what Windows' issue is that when you see what especially like what Google is doing, they anytime something that people think of something new, Google is like, you know what, they'll be like, boom, we got something for that. Like, y'all
Hmm.
like doing this, y'all like doing that, okay, whatever. Well, you know what I mean? Like, and then we go back to our Windows, like, man, I really wish my Windows machine did this. I really wish, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, no. Google definitely in their software, they are quick to jump on something new. They're quick to try new things that seemingly make things more convenient or make
Yeah,
learning easier or world blah blah blah. Apple, of
yeah,
course, they want the control of their hardware. They're just like, this is our thing. We're gonna make it as perfect as we see it.
Yes.
And then you have Windows, like I said, they're just like, we got businesses, we got people who
Right.
hate Apple. Like,
Yeah.
that's who's
Yeah.
gonna be with us.
I believe the thing that's keeping Windows and that's going to keep Windows alive for as long as they are going to be alive is the fact that everybody think that if you need to create something, the first thing they think, well, it's a building block. It's like the it's like a workbench. Windows is like if you want to build something, you probably gonna think to go to just start with Windows first, right?
Hmm.
And then you'll build it, right? Unless it's very niche or very, very, very specific of what you're trying to do. But in the meantime, it seemed like people are building these things faster on the Android platform because it's so liquid and it moves around so much. They can be molded into anything. They're like, well, you know what? Instead of having to wait on this patch and have to patch this and patch, there's always patches with Windows, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can just, modify this version of Android to do what we wanted to do, and boom, no patches. It's all gravy, right? I don't know. That's just things that I've been thinking about, and I just to me, I'm looking at an Android world, bro. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Android running like you go to the movie theater. Like, I mean, what's bad about it is when I saw that restaurant in San Francisco that was making those pizzas with those little robots.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so if that's, making pizza is a simple thing to do. You can program. I'm pretty sure you can program that with a Windows machine if you wanted to. But the fact that they were running it on Android, I was thinking about how much like money they save by doing that. You know what I'm saying? Running it on Android versus running it on
I
Windows
mean,
or something,
then you're
right?
getting to the fact that like robots are taking over people's jobs and
Well, yeah,
saving
you get into
money
that.
and.
You get into that. That's gonna be a thing, but people gonna have to deal with it. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm
Josh
saying?
wants to know if you've ever used GitHub and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let the bits and pieces of code that you got to. I use it for. I'm an OBS user, so of course I've used GitHub for little pieces of code to make this do that and this and that do that. I think
Have
it's
you ever
dope.
coded, or have you been into code and stuff like that?
Back back when I used to mess with you and had them Android phones back in the day.
When you used to root your stuff?
I did
Yes.
a little bit of that, and then of course, being able to code and change different things, so I can see like do different things with my rooted and repacked bootleg cracked video games or whatever. Sometimes you had to make. I'm just saying. Sometimes
I mean, I can't say I can't even be too mad
modify some
because
code. Yeah,
I still I still code a lot for my server, like downloading movies and other
Yeah.
completely legal things.
Completely legal. Okay, well,
Completely legal things.
I ain't gonna lie. Some of the stuff I was doing, if they caught me, I'm just saying. Yeah, I modified your code. Yeah, I modified the hell out. The first time I played Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC, that code was modified all the hell.
I think that they keep Grand Theft Auto around for that. They're just like, you know what, man, let them do what they want to do. Hopefully, they build us a better game.
So yeah, I modified it and I did it and I do it again. Right? But no, I haven't. And I just recently started looking at like Android code. Like I was saying, like there's certain things like now. I use like these like for the cameras and stuff that I use the S21 Ultra as my main webcam, but you can load in these scripts to make it force it into to portrait mode and make it do things it ain't supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I play with a little bit of that, but you can do whatever you want if you know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So,
That is a statement I agree 100%. You do anything you want if you just know how to do it.
Oh yeah. So there's always that. So I'm as I get after I'm gonna accept a little invite for the clubhouse, and I'm gonna be good with that because I want to spend a little bit of time with that this evening and see if I can find some groups.
Hopefully, the Android community can put it in, push out a new wave.
I'm
That'd be
hoping that's
dope.
what happened. Because like hopefully the Android community will be like, them snobs over there at Apple didn't know what to do with this. Because like y'all didn't know what to do with Instagram. Y'all didn't know what to do with that either. You know what I mean?
It was so nice though, just being like, iMessage, AirDrop, Mac.
Y'all didn't even know what to do with Pokemon Go. Y'all didn't even know what to do with that, right?
That wasn't iOS only, was it?
I think it was. when it first came out.
I always had Pokemon Go, so
of course, because you always had an iPhone, right?
Don't hate player.
I'm just saying. Anyway, I want to thank again everybody who came out tonight. Christina, I think it was
Christina
good to
dropped
have
off
you
for
on the
work
chat tonight. Yeah, because we missed you a little bit last week, I think, right? We saw her for a second, and then she kind of like poofed in the. Yeah, you know, but everybody else who came out to enjoy the live stream, and we definitely appreciate having a little bit of an audience to talk to and have a little bit of fun with. Keon, man, I have been enjoying my little tech stuff, man. I've been having a good time. But it's been crazy because lately people have been forcing me to say good things about the iPad, and I've been finding myself in more and more conversations where I'm giving the iPad all the props in the world. But no, before you answer the question, no. Nowhere in my plans to purchase whatever.
If I get enough money, I'm gonna buy you one, Q.
I don't think so. Look, I'm impressed with it though. It's if Apple know how to do anything, I give them props. I don't even know if it's them. I think it's more of the app developers. Those people are.
No. I guarantee you, it's not the developers. The developers on iPads are trash, bro.
Yeah, somebody doing.
We can talk about that next week.
Yeah, somebody doing something good somewhere. Anyway, that's all I got for this week, man. What's up with you, man?
Hey, man, I'm just out here living life. I'm finally done traveling for a little bit. I've been traveling for like the past 3 weeks, going here and there, holidays and vacations and whatnot. But I appreciate all y'all. Josh, Christina, Fletch, everybody who's in the chat. Appreciate you guys coming back to back to back. Keep it up. Well, if you hear my echo, I'll fix it next week.
And it definitely won't be in the definitely in the audio podcast because I don't hear it. So the audio was saying so beautiful around here. So if you guys want to listen to the replay, always check out the audio podcast, which will be
definitely
up normally in about 3 hours. It's usually up, so around 10 o'clock it should be up. Keon, it's been real, man. If everything works itself out, I'll see you next week.
And Josh, DM me. I'll help you get into ClubHouse. Q, you have a good one, man.
All right, man. You too. Take it easy. We out.